Imagine a sunny afternoon at the beach. The sun is shining brightly, casting a warm glow over the golden sands. Children are building sandcastles, their laughter filling the air as they dig and mold the sand into intricate shapes. Families are scattered around enjoying picnics, playing beach games, and soaking up the sun. The beach is alive with activity, a perfect picture of a summer day. Overhead, seagulls are flying in graceful arcs, their keen eyes scanning the ground below. They are searching for snacks, scavenging for any morsels left behind by beachgoers. Their calls add to the symphony of sounds that make up the beach's vibrant atmosphere. But look closer, and you'll notice a striking difference depending on where you are. Beaches around the world may share the same sun, sand, and sea, but the way people experience them can be vastly different. On an American beach, people are sporting a colorful array of swimsuits, bikinis, and board shorts. The beach is a fashion show of vibrant swimwear, with people expressing their personal style through their choice of attire. It's a lively scene, full of energy and color. On a German beach, however, you might see something completely different. People comfortably sunbathing and swimming in the nude. Here the focus is on freedom and naturalism, with many embracing the naturist lifestyle. It's a stark contrast to the American beach scene, but one that is equally accepted and enjoyed. This difference in beach attire might seem strange or even shocking to some. The sight of nude sunbathers can be surprising to those who are not accustomed to it, while the colorful swimwear of American beaches might seem overly flashy to others. It reflects deeply ingrained cultural norms and attitudes towards the human body. In some cultures, nudity is seen as a natural and normal part of life, while in others, it is something to be covered up and kept private. These attitudes are shaped by a variety of factors, including history, religion, and social values. In this essay, we'll explore the reasons behind these different approaches to beachwear. We'll look at how historical events, cultural beliefs, and societal norms have influenced the way people dress at the beach. We'll delve into the history, social norms, and cultural values that have shaped these contrasting perspectives. From the Victorian era's modesty to the free-spirited movements of the 20th century, we'll trace the evolution of beachwear and the cultural shifts that have accompanied it. So why do Americans cover up while Germans bear it all? What do these choices say about our societies and our views on the human body? Let's dive in and explore this fascinating cultural divide. Through this journey, we'll gain a deeper understanding of how our environments shape our behaviors and how, despite our differences, the beach remains a place of joy and relaxation for all. In the United States, wearing swimwear at the beach is more than just a matter of practicality. It's a deeply ingrained social norm. Americans are generally taught from a young age that certain parts of the body are private and should be covered in public. This sense of modesty is rooted in a complex mix of historical, religious, and cultural influences. The Puritan heritage of the early American settlers, with its emphasis on modesty and restraint, left a lasting impact on American culture. Over time, these values have evolved, but the underlying belief that the body should be covered, especially in public spaces like the beach, remains strong. In contrast to the American emphasis on modesty, Germans have a more relaxed attitude towards nudity. This is particularly evident on the country's many beaches, where it's not uncommon to see people of all ages and body types comfortably enjoying the sun and water in the nude. This acceptance of public nudity is rooted in a concept known as Freikörperkultur, or FKK, which translates to free body culture. FKK emerged in Germany in the late 19th century as a movement that embraced naturism, health, and social freedom. For proponents of FKK, being naked in nature is seen as a way to connect with the environment, celebrate the human body, and promote a sense of equality and acceptance. To understand the American preference for beachwear, we need to go back in time. The Puritan settlers, who played a significant role in shaping early American culture, brought with them a deep sense of modesty. They believed that the body was a source of temptation and should be covered up. This emphasis on modesty continued through the Victorian era, a time known for its strict social etiquette and conservative values. During this period, even showing one's ankles was considered scandalous. Swimwear of the time reflected these sensibilities, covering most of the body. These historical influences, combined with ongoing cultural factors, have contributed to the enduring American tradition of covering up at the beach. Section 5. The rise of Freikörperkultur. embracing nature and challenging norms. While Americans were embracing modesty, a different movement was taking shape in Germany. Freikorperkultur, or FKK, emerged in the late 19th century as a reaction against industrialization and the perceived constraints of modern society. Proponents of FKK believed that spending time naked in nature was a way to reconnect with the natural world, promote physical and mental health, and challenge social norms. They established dedicated FKK beaches and clubs, which became spaces where people could freely express their bodies without judgment. Over time, FKK gained wider acceptance in German society. While not everyone in Germany participates in FKK, it's generally viewed as a personal choice and is widely tolerated. Section 6. The generation gap, shifting attitudes towards nudity. It's worth noting that attitudes towards nudity, both in the United States and Germany, are not monolithic. There are generational differences in how people view and practice nudity. In the United States, younger generations tend to be more accepting of body positivity and less concerned with traditional notions of modesty. However, the long-standing norm of wearing swimwear at the beach remains strong across age groups. Similarly, in Germany, while FKK is still practiced, it's not as popular among younger generations as it once was. This shift may be attributed to changing social norms, increased globalization, and the influence of social media. Section 7. More than skin-deep, different strokes for different folks. The contrasting approaches to beachwear in the United States and Germany highlight the diversity of human cultures and the subjective nature of social norms. What is considered appropriate or even liberating in one culture might be viewed as inappropriate or even offensive in another. It's important to approach these differences with sensitivity and respect. Neither approach is inherently right or wrong. They are simply different ways of expressing cultural values and attitudes towards the human body. Ultimately, the choice of whether to cover up or bare it all at the beach is a personal one. What matters most is that everyone feels comfortable and respected in their own skin. Section 8. Beyond the beach, nudity in everyday life. The differences in attitudes towards nudity extend beyond the beach. In many parts of the world, the approach to nudity in public spaces varies significantly. In Germany, for instance, it's not uncommon to encounter nudity in other public spaces, such as saunas, spas, and even some parks. This is a reflection of the country's cultural norms and the widespread acceptance of the human body in its natural state. This acceptance of public nudity is deeply rooted in the FKK philosophy, which stands for Freikorperkultur, or free body culture. The belief here is that the human body is natural and nothing to be ashamed of. This philosophy promotes a sense of freedom and body positivity, encouraging people to embrace their natural selves without fear or judgment. In contrast, public nudity is generally frowned upon in the United States. The cultural norms in America are quite different, with a greater emphasis on modesty and privacy when it comes to the human body. There are a few exceptions, such as designated clothing optional resorts and events, where people can freely embrace nudity without societal judgment. These spaces provide a safe haven for those who wish to experience the freedom of being unclothed in a communal setting. But for the most part, Americans prefer to keep their clothes on in public. The societal norms and legal regulations in the United States often discourage public nudity, making it a rare sight outside of specific designated areas. These differing norms can sometimes lead to humorous or awkward encounters when Americans and Germans interact in each other's countries. For example, an American might be surprised to see people sunbathing nude in a German park, while a German might find it odd that Americans are so covered up at the beach. These cultural exchanges highlight the diverse ways in which societies view and accept the human body, offering a fascinating glimpse into the world of public nudity. Section 9. A humorous encounter when cultures collide on the coast. I'll never forget the time I was traveling with a group of American tourists in Germany. It was a trip filled with excitement and curiosity, as many of us had never been to Europe before. The landscapes, the architecture, and the people were all so different from what we were used to back home. One sunny afternoon, we decided to spend some time at a lake renowned for its stunning scenery. The water was crystal clear, and the surrounding nature was breathtaking. It seemed like the perfect place to relax and take in the beauty of the German countryside. As we were strolling along the shore, enjoying the serene atmosphere, we suddenly came across a group of people sunbathing nude. It was a sight that none of us had anticipated, and it caught us completely off guard. My American companions were completely taken aback. Some were embarrassed, others were amused, and a few were even a bit offended. The range of reactions was quite a spectacle in itself. There were gasps, giggles, and even a few nervous glances exchanged among the group. It was clear that this was a cultural difference that many of us were not prepared for. I had to step in and explain to them that this was a common sight in Germany, and that there was no need to be alarmed. In many European countries, nudity is not seen as taboo as it is in the United States. It's a part of their culture and way of life. This experience was a humorous reminder that what is considered normal in one culture can be quite surprising in another. It led to a lot of laughter and lighthearted conversations among us. It also highlighted the importance of approaching cultural differences with an open mind and a sense of humor. Traveling is not just about seeing new places, but also about understanding and appreciating the diversity of human experiences. This encounter at the lake was a perfect example of how travel can broaden our horizons and teach us valuable lessons about acceptance and respect for other cultures.